take now? The second part in our session, it will be
The word problems.
related to volume,
Volume of cylinder.
volume of cylinder. So let's start.
Hey everybody, Dr. Nelson here. In this video, we're going to solve some word problems involving the volume of a cylinder. Okay. So in fact, we're going to do one problem together, and then you have a chance to try one problem on your own. And then at the very end, you can see how you did. All right. So the first problem, we want to find the volume or the capacity of the paint can. I don't know how much paint is actually in this can. So first of all, we're going to look at the shape. And the shape obviously is a cylinder. So let's write down the formula for the volume of a cylinder. So volume equals, okay, pi times r squared. Because remember, that gets the area of the base. And then we times it by the height. So now it's just a matter of carefully plugging in what we know. Okay, so we know the number pi is 3.14 times. Now the radius, well, we know the diameter is 10. So that means the radius is half that. So it's going to be times 5 squared. And then times the height, which is 12. Now it's just a matter of carefully following the order of operations. So let's write PEMDAS over here as a reminder. So we need to follow the order of operations to now solve it. So I'm going to do 5 squared first. So 5 squared is 25. So it's 25 times 12 times pi. And it's totally fine to use a calculator for this. So when I do 3.14 times 25 times 12, I get a volume of 942. That's going to be cubic inches of paint. So that is the capacity of the can to hold the paint.
In this question, where we were talking about which figure? We want to calculate the volume of what?
Cylinder.
The paint can, right? Right? What do you have in the picture in front of you, grade 8? What do you have in the picture?
A
Paint can, right?
painting.
And it takes the shape of cylinder. Which information did he give it to us? Which information do we have in this question? He gave us what? He gave us the height of the figure, right? He gave us the height of the figure, and he gave us what else?
Diameter.
The diameter of the base, right? Then first, we already decided, or we already know that this figure for the paint can, it looks like the cylinder, and we want to know the volume. Why we have to calculate the volume for the paint can? Why we have to calculate the volume? To know what?
How much paint?
Yes.
To put in the stuff.
Very good.
Can.
You know how much paint we have to put it inside this can, right? We will not take it by luck. We have to know for this one, what is the amount of paint which we can put it inside this can. Then for this reason, we will use mathematics, volume of cylinder, to calculate the amount of paint which this can hold it. Then we wrote already the formula, which is volume equal pi times r squared times height. Then we divided diameter divided by 2 to find what, grade 8? We divided the diameter by 2 to find what?
The radius.
Yes, to find the radius. For this reason, we said 3.14 at the value of pi times 5 to the power of 2 times 12. Why we have to use PEMDAS? Do you remember what the PEMDAS means? Did you remember what the PEMDAS means? The order of operations. PEMDAS, like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sahar. Did you remember, my dear students? The PEMDAS, P for the
Yes.
P related for parentheses, E for the exponents, right? M multiplication, D division, A addition, and S subtraction. Then, in case if you have the parentheses, so you have to start with, in case if you have the exponent, so this is one, it will be the second. Multiplication and division, they are one family. Which one will come in your left hand first? So you will start with, the order is not important for multiplication and division. You will start with the first operation comes in your left hand. After that, we have addition and subtraction. So also we are going to say the same rule, which one it will come in your left hand, you are going to use it. Then the volume, it will be 3.14 times 5 to the power of 2 times 12. So we have an exponent. So we will start with the exponent first, 5 to the power of 2. Then 3.14 times 5 to the power of 2 times 12. So the answer, it will be 942 cubic inches. Any questions so far about this question? Any question? Understood?
Yes, thank you.
Right. So let me give you another example. Continue.
Why don't you pause the video and try the your turn problem now, and when you're done, you can see how you did. All right, good luck. Which is pi times r squared times h, okay? And the thing about this is, this pi times r squared, you can actually see with the top of the can. It's right here. So it's the area of the base, and then times the height, which is 8 inches. And when you do that, you get 226.08 cubic inches, and there it is. All right, how'd you do? Identical to the other. They're congruent. And with cylinders, the shapes are circles. So that's an important thing to note. Sometimes you can have tall, skinny cylinders like this one, or you might have shorter, fatter cylinders like this one. But in each case, the formula for calculating the volume is going to be the same. When you calculate the volume of a cylinder, the formula is actually very similar to the formula for the volume of a prism, which I did in a previous video. But the formula we're going to start out just like this. The volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. The area of the base times the height. And when we had a prism, we were looking at rectangular prisms. So the base is a rectangle, and all we needed to do was multiply the length times the width of that rectangle to get the area of the base. Well, in this case, the base is a circle. So we're going to have to use the formula for the area of a circle and then multiply it by the height. So the altered version of this formula is going to be volume is...
There anyone can tell me the answer, how we are going to answer this question? To calculate the volume for this shape in front of you, how we can calculate it? How we can calculate the volume of the figure in front of you now?
3.14.
3.14, so the value of pi, and then?
Multiply 5 squared, multiply 15.
5 squared multiplied by 15. Thank you. So the answer, it will be, you can calculate it?
77.5.
77.5. So we'll check the answer together.
Equal to the area of the base is a cylinder. So here's the area. Here's the radius of the base. It actually does give us the radius. The radius is 5. If I just do pi, calculators actually have a pi key, which is even easier to use. You probably can't. Appears there. 178.1, and knew the radius, we knew the height, we were trying to calculate the volume. What if the height Let's plug in the numbers, don't we?
In this question, we have something different. Do you know what is the difference in this question? Do you know what is the difference in this question? We are looking for what?
Find the height of the volume.
Yes, we are looking for the value for the height in this question. We will not calculate the volume. Already he calculated the volume and he gave it to us. Is there anyone can tell me how we can calculate the height in this question? How we can calculate the height in this question? We are going to work with this question like the solving for a variable. In this question, we want to calculate the height. Then, for sure, we know the value of what and what in this question. We know the value of what? We know the value of by, and we know the height, and we know the volume. So we can substitute. How? We have now 1,520. It will be equal by, and by equal how many? It's a standard value. We will not change. So it will be 3.14. What else we know? What else we know? We know what? We know the radius. So it will be 11 to the power of 2. All of this time how many? Times h. So if I want to calculate the value of h, so we will divide it both sides by 3.14 times 11 to the power of 2. Or from the beginning, we can say that we will solve for h. So to solve for h, to the answer, it will be h equal volume divided by r squared. So not every time I will ask my dear students to calculate only the volume, but also we can use the information in the question which related to the formula to calculate a missing variable in this cylinder. Then we said volume equal by r squared times height, and we are looking for height, so it will be height equal volume divided by r squared. So this was our lesson today, which talking about volume of cylinder and how we can use volume in cylinder in our real life. Please don't hesitate to send to me any question and watch the video again. Do you have any question before we will end? We have less than minutes, so please, do you have any question to ask me before we will end?
No, thank you.
So 1,520 divided by pi divided by 121 is. So we had to work backwards. In the first problem, we were calculating the volume based on the radius and the height. In the second problem,